None of my training had prepared me for what happened next. There was too much silence. I hadn't registered that all the animal noises had disappeared. I kept looking at the mound. My trigger finger had grown accustomed to lightly resting itself on that piece of curved metal that would automatically anticipate the brain impulse to push it backwards and send those lethal bullets downrange. My whole body tensed, waiting for that split second when the world would change. Before I could pull myself around the tree and place it behind me, something pushed me on my left arm and literally shoved me downwards into the ditch. I didn't have time to look left. I stumbled, and for a second I looked at the ground because I was fighting to keep my balance. I managed to stand up partway and look up at the mound. I saw a ball of yellow and red flame slowly rotating directly at me. 1 or 2 seconds? No time to be afraid. Just enough time to register what I was seeing. A rocket was coming straight at me. The only thing that entered my mind was, oops. I found myself sitting on the ground in a ditch. I looked up at the mound. I looked at my chest and stomach. I was still holding the M16. My trigger finger was squeezing the life out of that trigger. With my left hand, I felt my body. No holes, no blood. Is this what it's like to be dead? I asked myself. I wasn't dead. I looked at my weapon and released the trigger. For some reason, I'd put a magazine of tracer bullets in my M16. Tracer bullets left a red trail in the air, and we used those tracer bullets to show the M60 gunner where to shoot. I don't remember why I put that magazine in my M16, but I still remember seeing all those red lines go downrange and hit something sticking up just above the mound of dirt. I had emptied the entire magazine at the person who'd fired the rocket. Move! As I jumped up, I put another magazine in my M16. Standing in the ditch, I kept looking at the mound. I became aware of jabbing pain in the back of my legs. I stepped back and to my left. I began screaming for Randall to get behind me and cover me with his grenade launcher. With my eyes still on the mound and my weapon ready and pointed in the right direction, I attempted to step up out of the ditch to my left. To steady myself, I put my left hand down on the ground on the top side of the ditch. My hand didn't hit dirt. It hit something soft and squishy. It took a second to process the sight of a dead body without a head. Randall showed up. I instructed him to put some grenade rounds in the trees directly above the mound, so anybody who tried to ambush us again would be decimated by a grenade. He got in a hurry. Over-enthusiastic. The M79 worked like this. Point the weapon up into the trees just above our heads. Open the breech by keeping the stock pointing toward the top of the trees and lowering the barrel. This move pointed the barrel toward the trees above the ground. Insert the shell, which looked like a fat overgrown .45 round. Close the breech by raising the stock until it clicked. Fire. His first 2 rounds were perfect, smooth and practiced, just a couple of seconds between rounds. The grenades exploded high in the trees and spread their tiny pieces of death on everything beneath them behind the mound. I was in good hands. On his 3rd round, he pointed the weapon toward the top of the trees, opened the breech, inserted the round into the chamber, raised the stock until it clicked closed. He fired. The round hit the trees directly above our heads, and I took a piece of shrapnel in the chin. More cuss words with blood seeping out of my chin. I remembered his reply. Oops, sorry, Sarge, and he kept firing.